Let's bring in our colleague Ross Greenwood now, Business Editor Ross Greenwood. We made the big news earlier in the week that we've got the leaders' debate on Tuesday of next week, Ross. Now you've got some breaking news, 2 nights and 2 big debates back to back, Ross.
Well, it will be. And this federal election, of course, Kieran, is about the economy, about the cost of living for people, housing affordability, and then Australia's competitiveness going forwards. And so on Wednesday, after the leaders' debate is on Tuesday, we'll have the debate between the 2 treasurers. Jim Chalmers, Angus Taylor will be with us answering the questions, the tough questions about their suitability to lead Australia's $2.3 trillion economy going forward. So no questions off limit. It will certainly be a tough debate between these 2 because they're known as being some of the best communicators for their political teams. And indeed, it is all about the economy and, as I say, about people's comfort in regards to the political decisions about the stewardship of our economy going forward, Kieran.
Jim Chalmers has been challenging Angus Taylor to some debates. He's agreed to it. Nice to see that you've got that first one, Ross. It'll be time to do it as well, won't it? Because off the back of this chaos and confusion really internationally off the Trump US Liberation Day.
There's no doubt. And look, that's really important for Australia because it is about our competitiveness. It is about the settings and even, if you like, the zest for either of these 2 men in regards to the future of Australia and reforming our economy, our energy systems, our tax systems, our industrial relations systems to make this country as competitive and viable as it can be into the future. So in many ways, in my mind, I'd like to see the vision. One thing I really haven't seen out of the election campaign so far is a genuine vision for what Australia looks like in the future. And I get a sense that that's what really a lot of Australians would like to see from our political leaders right now.
Well, yes, indeed, Ross. And in that context, I'm intrigued. I know from your perspective, of course, you're going to be super analytical on the economy and the business implications. I'm looking at those 2 as well and thinking, their ambitions are for higher honours as well, both of them.
Sure.
They would both fancy their chances to be leaders.
It's so true. Isn't it interesting that we might have this debate between the 2, but then if not the next election, the one after, could very well see the leaders' debate between the 2 of them. And so really, in many ways, they're political adversaries that will go forward in terms of their parties into the future. And so in many ways, their own parties are tied to their performance. And the one thing, as I say, is that they are both effective communicators. They're both noted for their communication skills. But the point is, it's what they're selling, that they've also got to convince the Australian public that really they and their teams are the right people to guide Australia into the future. And that's why I sense this debate will be pretty important because it's about the decade of deficits and the mounting debt that Australia will have to deal with and therefore ways in which you can cut back without Australians really feeling it with their cost of living. I think these will be important questions to put to these leaders and certainly they're not shy, either of them, in terms of tackling those questions either.
Ross, great news. 2 nights, 2 big debates. The Treasurer's debate with Ross Greenwood on Wednesday, 7:30 p.m, right here on Sky News, following the Sky News Daily Telegraph People's Forum with the